Welcome to AP Chem News. Tonight we will have a segment on the mysterious disappearance of Kirsten K., a nurse and the local baker from Normal, Illinois. Kirsten was last seen delivering a cake at a wedding reception using the bakery's delivery truck. And we have reason to believe that there are 4 suspects involved. Harold M., a local plumber off Highway 10, injured his back and met Kirsten at the hospital where she nursed him back to health. He is a retired pharmacist and owner of the lake house in Clinton. She rented the lake house to the victim and the husband. Elizabeth G. is the owner of the wedding cake bakery in which Kirsten occasionally worked. Larry J. is an investment banker and the victim's husband. Recently, we have discovered from public record that Kirsten K. filed a restraining order against him. Along with this, we have more details about his past with Nicole, who is at the sheriff's office.
Hi, I'm here with Sheriff Medina, who's going to talk about one of the suspects of the disappearance of Kirsten K. So, Mr. Medina, to my knowledge, you apprehended Larry, who is the spouse of Kirsten, up at around 4 years, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And why was he arrested?
He was arrested due to the possession of cocaine with intent to distribute.
So he was arrested and charged with intent to distribute cocaine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much.
The delivery truck Kirsten K. was last seen in was discovered in Clinton Lake, and our news reporters are at the crime scene to follow up.
Right now I'm here by the van that Kirsten K. was last seen delivering a cake to a wedding. This van was found inside Clinton Lake. As you can see, there's been damage done, and right now we're gonna go talk to Dr. Navarro so he can explain the evidence that he found inside this van. So, Dr. Navarro, is there any evidence that might help you crack this case open or tell us what truly happened to Kirsten K.?
We believe there may be some new evidence. We were able to pull the vehicle out of the lake without the airbag exploding, and we found traces of different chemicals. One of them was vanilla, which makes sense because it was a delivery van. They were delivering cakes, vanilla's an ingredient. We also found some Tylenol, and that makes sense too because I myself carry Tylenol on me most of the time in case my head starts hurting. However, we found traces of cocaine, which we believe is out of the ordinary because I don't know about you guys, but I myself don't carry cocaine on me, especially since it's an illegal substance. So yes, we believe we have found evidence that could really crack this case.
Along with the van, we also have a witness telling us that a blue cooler and a chain was delivered in the recycling area where she works. However, Dr. Navarro and other investigators have told us that the blue cooler and the chains wouldn't submerge in the lake. So it's not that far off that the blue cooler was in fact inside the van and was intended to being submerged. This afternoon, we're gonna interview Ms. Allie B because she has new information in the case of the missing person, Kirsten K. Tell us where you work and what you saw.
So I work at the recycling center, and I was working like my normal shift, and I was in the back filing paperwork when this woman comes in and she's like carrying this big cooler and like a metal chain, and she like came to the back to drop it off, and it wasn't that weird because people like don't like they drop their stuff off all the time, except then I remembered that there was a bullet hole in her cooler. And I thought that was weird, but I didn't say anything about it until I heard about Kirsten K.'s like missing persons case.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have any idea of how this woman looked? You said it was a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any ideas of how we can identify her if we were ever to see her?
I mean, she was like a lightish, darkish skinned woman, and she had like average height, and she was wearing a shirt and pants, and her hair was like back. And she didn't talk at all. I like asked her about the like bullet hole that I saw, but she didn't respond, and then she just left.
And that's all you saw?
Yeah.
And there's no cameras in the place you work?
I mean, there's cameras like in the parking lot area, but I wasn't there at the time, and so I don't know if she came in from the parking lot or not.
Is that all you know?
I know a lot of things. But about this woman, that's all I know.
Okay, thank you so much. We know this witness account is credible because later crime investigators found pieces of a blue cooler in the recycling center. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And so you have it there, guys. The latest news in the disappearance of Kirsten K.
We have just received intel from the AP Bio Police Department that Kirsten K's body has been found, buried, and decomposed by Clinton Lake. And we will now report to Nicole, who is at the crime scene.
So, did you find anything from the body that might seem a little weird? Maybe a crime of give you like a little hint of why someone killed her?
So we found a finger, a part of a bone fragment that was a few feet away from the body. And right now we have recently, since we uncovered the body, we have studied it. We have been studying it, and we have determined that she is missing her left ring finger. And we believe that it's a ring finger, so that's where your ring for when you're married would go, right?
So maybe it was like a crime of passion even, ring finger.
That could be a possibility, yes, that it would.
Okay. Well, thank you. Reporting back to the studio here at Clinton Lake in the latest news of the disappearance of Kirsten K. Right next to Kirsten's body, we found 2 shoe prints. We were able to match them with the shoe samples we obtained of Larry and Kirsten.
An autopsy performed on Kirsten K's body determined that a nuclear medical tracer was used to kill her. Larry J has been found dead in Glass's basement. 2 guns were found next to his murdered body. Along with the 2 guns, blood was also found at the scene. It was later determined that the blood belonged to Larry J, Kirsten K's husband. We were able to gather 2 fingerprints from each gun. The first gun, an aluminum gun, belonged to Larry, Kirsten's husband, and the second gun, made out of copper, belonged to Gladys. We have found traces of cocaine in Gladys's clothes, which we have linked back to the crime scene.
So, Dr. Navarro, please let us know, what did you find in Gladys's basement that was so incriminating that she was arrested?
We found 2 guns near the body. Both guns had fingerprints. We scanned them, and the fingerprints turned out to be traced back to Gladys and Larry.
So the 2 guns had fingerprints of Gladys and Larry.
Yes, each one had a fingerprint of each. The copper gun had fingerprints belonging to Gladys, and the aluminum gun had fingerprints belonging to Larry.
So in conclusion, we can say, just like Sheriff Medina told us, Larry dealt cocaine back 4 years ago. He started dealing again, and therefore Kirsten filed for a divorce and a restraining order. But later, we found out that Elizabeth and Larry went out to a cafe to eat and discuss the disappearance of Kirsten. She, being best friends with Kirsten, accused Larry of killing her and said she wouldn't stop until he was convicted guilty. Therefore, Larry went back to the lake house to kill Gladys because she was the only potential witness. There, Gladys was already suspicious, so she had a gun just in case Larry would come back and tie up loose ends. Therefore, Larry and Gladys got into an altercation, which resulted in the death of Larry and ultimately the arrest of Gladys Wee. Gladys, do you have anything to say about
Not at all!
Was the cocaine really yours?
No, of course not!
And there you have it, guys. Gladys Wee has been arrested.